So we are going to get down to business in terms of real specific discussions. That's actually going to happen today, starting with the breakout groups, and you'll get instructions about how we'd like to structure the breakout groups. But I see many of you have your agendas, so you get a good idea of where we're going. So I'm going to continue right now, though, with we're setting the context, sort of setting the stage for you right now. And so you've heard from me, you've heard from Jack, and we've invited Ben Halpern, who's the director of the Center for Marine Assessment and Planning at UCSB within the Marine Science Institute. UCSB, I mean, we're all partners together, and we've been very pleased to work closely with UCSB recently. And if you don't know about C-Sketch yet, you'll hear more about C-Sketch, and the architect and the leader of the C-Sketch project is here, Will McClintock from UCSB as well. But I wanted to have Ben come up and just give us some introductory remarks from the standpoint of UCSB and from the many important initiatives that he is leading, which includes also the Ocean Health Index, which is a very exciting project that you may have heard of as well. So Ben, please come forward and share with us.
Thanks, Don. It's a really great honor to be here and be amongst fellow kindred spirits. Definitely humbled to be in front of people who have a lot more experience in doing ocean GIS stuff. I'm an ecologist, but I found myself pulled more and more into geographic science. A lot of the stuff I've ended up doing has been basically GIS based in the last 10 years, and so I find myself at this interesting intersection of these disciplines. But a couple of years ago, I guess 2 years ago now, I founded the Center for Marine Assessment and Planning with the vision of trying to take the various disciplines within UCSB that are relevant to marine assessment and planning and bringing them under a common umbrella. And so the center actually has ecologists, oceanographers, geographers, economists, political scientists, a spectrum of people who all realize that their disciplines are important to and relevant to marine issues and marine planning. And this is obviously preaching to the choir here, but planning, the process of doing planning is a spatial process, right? So whether you're doing it at the global scale, thinking about planetary processes and global priorities, or thinking about a national level assessment of what are the issues and where you think need to be taking different kinds of actions, or zooming into a particular place within a region, all of these decisions have a spatial component to them, and there are lots of types of information that feed into that are relevant to the process. I want to just give you 3 examples that have come out of folks at CMAP and at UCSB that kind of illustrate this synergy or connection between these different disciplines in presenting information that hopefully is useful and relevant to spatial planning in the ocean. So 5 years ago, I led an effort to do the cumulative impact mapping of human uses on the ocean. So here you need to know about habitats and species, so there's an ecological and biodiversity component of what's going on. You need to understand how sensitive all those habitats and species are to different types of human uses, so it's a real process ecological component. And then you need to have all the spatial information on where different human activities and uses are affecting the oceans. And then this, of course, can get fed into all sorts of decision-making processes about spatial planning. As Dawn alluded to, we just recently launched the Ocean Health Index, and Esri has been a key partner in that. They helped develop this base map for presenting our results. It's on the website. Here again, this is actually far more broad in its scope than the cumulative impact mapping work, in that it's bringing in all sorts of social, political, economic, ecological, oceanographic information to combine into a common framework that allows you to understand how ocean health is doing along a lot of dimensions, not just a natural or conservation perspective. And it's really exciting to see how all these pieces can fit together, and again, how they all connect to thinking about information in a spatial framework and how that informs planning. And then finally, just one final example that Don also mentioned, which is the work that Will McClintock and his team have been leading on C-Sketch, which is a really great a tool that's been developed to help people essentially interact with spatial data in the process of developing plans in a way that hasn't been possible to date. And so it presents the data and the consequences of different decision making, but importantly allows people to interact in real time with that information and develop hopefully more rational or at least informed decisions about how to move forward. So this is just 3 projects coming out of our center. You guys have dozens, if not hundreds, of other projects. I think the point is, and what's exciting about this conference, is to look across all these different projects and see where collectively we think the direction of spatial analysis and spatial thinking is taking us as we move into the ocean realm and start to think about more comprehensive and hopefully coherent and rational decision-making for protecting the ocean, but also allowing sustainable use of it. So it's really exciting. I'm really excited to be part of this and looking forward to all the discussions. Thanks.